Welcome to VCHH Playlist. I'm your host, V. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, but definitely share if it touches your heart. Um, I want to speak a bit about a subject that I heard preach yesterday, and it was on faithfulness. And of course, with faithfulness, you have to also preach on unfaithfulness. You show the qualities of unfaithfulness. And the message was so profound because um, with the content that was used, with being faithful, um, the examples that were even used with the content from faithfulness and unfaithfulness and what they both, how they differ. I mean, it was just like mind blowing. And uh, it motivated me to not only do self examination, but to actually go do research for myself because that's how I tend to do things right now. Is I like to also go dig even deeper for myself and um, show that I'm approved by my studying as well. So I'm gonna read to you today, and it's gonna be from 2 Corinthians 6, 3 through 6 in the New Living Translation, and it says, "We live in such a way that no one will stumble because of us, and no one will find fault with our ministry. In everything we do, we show that we are true ministers of God. We patiently endure troubles and hardships and calamities of every kind. We have been beaten, been put in prison, faced angry mobs, worked to exhaustion, endured sleepless nights, and gone without food. We prove ourselves by our purity, our understanding, our patience, our kindness, by the Holy Spirit within us, and by our sincere love." Wow. That's Paul speaking. And, you know, Paul, obviously, the story with Paul. He was considered a force to be reckoned with when he was Saul, even though he was a force to be reckoned with as Paul as well. But, as far as fear came when he was Saul, and then the conversion to Paul, with the whole road to Damascus and the change. And the work that he put in after being Saul, the a Jew of the Jews, basically, the work that he put in, the work that he felt necessary, disciplined, and just tirelessly just put in, just, you know, like I said, purity. He said, just going back to that thing, like, you know, you in this fight and you don't, sorry, commit yourself to God. Because the parts that got me is that he's like, we've been beaten, we've been put in prison, we face angry mobs, we worked to exhaustion, endured sleepless nights, gone without food. We did all that. Like, we put that type of work in. We proved ourselves though with purity, cleanliness. our understanding, our patience, and our kindness by the Holy Spirit within us, and of course by sincere love. I mean, which is all those things, You want to talk about faithfulness. It reminds me because I used to say things, well, I do feel that way. Like, I used to go so hard for the devil that I have to go even harder, much harder for Christ. Because I understand what it's like to live on the other side, And so the, the cheerful giving that I gave to the devil when I was living on that side, I have to come with a clean heart and cheerful giving to the Lord to fight this fight. So no matter what it's going to look like, no matter what it's going to feel like, I got to come with that same energy or even more. That's real talk for you. I'm going to go into this because this video is probably going to be about 10 minutes or 11 or so. I'm just going to let you know right now. So here we go. I want to pick up on the same story, 2 Corinthians 6, chapter 6, 8 through 10. And it says, we serve God, whether people honor us or despise us. Let me just say that again. We serve God, whether people honor us or despise us, whether they slander us or praise us. We are honest, but they call us impostors. We are ignored, even though we are well known. We live close to death, but we are still alive. We have been beaten, but we have not been killed. Our hearts ache, but we always have joy. We are poor, but we give spiritual riches to others. We own nothing, and yet we have everything. Glory be to God. Do you see the level of faithfulness? Do you see the level of endurance, of discipline that you must have, that how they're warning you, like, this is what you're going to go through. You're living for Christ now. You've put up and put away old things. That's done. And during that process, there's people who are going to honor you or despise you. I mean, everybody's not going to feel your walk. Everybody's not going to believe that you were this Saul type of person and now you're this Paul. Everybody's not going to feel it. They're just not. And you have to be willing to be okay with that and still be faithful for Christ. It says, whether they slander us or praise us. Like, look, whatever. Like, look, it doesn't matter. Like, keep it moving. Keep it moving, guys. Like, keep it moving. We're honest, but they call us imposters. Because there's people that just will not forgive you. They just don't want to forgive you. They don't want to give you a chance. They don't want to, in good faith, think that you're changing. But you can't worry about that. We are ignored even though we are well known. They knew who he was. They knew who he was before. We live close to death, but we are still alive. It's like we taking these chances every single day out here for Christ. We know the consequences. We know that we could die. We know that we're going to. And nevertheless, we're going to do this. Now, he keeps us from being killed because we're serving his purpose for his people, and we're doing it proudly. That's the thing. You're doing it with such a giving heart. Like, I have to use this, like, even when we talk about tithing, it's like when you're out here and you're doing this, like, and you're doing it from a clean heart and you're doing it cheerfully. And that's the thing, like, the tithing principle should be used for a lot of other areas in your life, because how we live now with the new covenant that's given to us is a grace-based type of giving. So it's not something where we should feel like we're being forced to give. This is something where it comes genuinely from the heart. You give from your heart. And when you give cheerfully from your heart. So whatever we're going to do, we need to do it cheerfully, and it needs to be from the best, cleanest part from our heart when we do it, So he says that our hearts ache, but we still have joy because, there's things that's still going to happen. There's obstacles where you're going to feel pain for people. Your spirit's going to be grieved for others. But with the people that are being helped, with the people that see the light, it gives you so much joy. It gives you the type of joy that sometimes I can't express, that you want to keep. You're like, Lord, give me something else. Like, give me another, put me back out there, coach. Like, put me back in the game. Like, give me something, let me go to the next person. Let me go to the next person with joy. Let me just keep me in the game. Just keep me in the game. Don't take me out. Don't bench me. With your help, Lord, I'm doing great. Like, keep me in the game, please. Keep me in the game. You feel like that. There's times you just feel like that. And it says we are poor, but we give spiritual riches to others. We own nothing, and yet we have everything. Look, that's just a mouthful right there. And I won't get too deep with that, but you can be in a place where you could be going through something, and God will use you in that same weakness to minister to somebody else. And they can get help out of that. And even though you may still be going through it, the riches of you, the riches of that fruit, the riches of what God made available through you by being a clean and empty vessel, just help somebody else get through their pain, through your pain. And you actually got something spiritual out of it too, which is more like a rehabilitation for yourself as well. And it's such an awesome feeling, even though you may still be going through it. Because sometimes you're just like, you know what? You have to be unselfish enough to say, let me help the others. Let me help get them on their feet before change happened for me. And you got to be like, you know what? If change doesn't happen for me, this was the right thing to do. And let me still learn from the lesson. So I just wanted to get on here and speak on that because what a lesson yesterday. And it brought me to this point. And I just wanted to share it with you all. So I thank you guys for your love. I thank you for your support. Please comment. Please share if it's helped you. It's the beginning of the week, so I hope this really motivates and bless you, and it's a positive start for the week. So I love you guys. Be blessed. Have a wonderful week. In Jesus' mighty name, I love you all. Peace.